Greetings, dear friends. The season of green cherry plum harvest is in full swing, and it's a glorious sight to behold. We've arrived at our favourite spot, where rows of lush green trees stretch across the landscape, their branches heavy with fruit. Back in childhood, we'd gather in cheerful little gangs, setting off at first light to raid the trees with the kind of joy only children know. One of us would clamber up into the branches and shake the tree with all their might, while the rest held out a great cloth beneath, trying to catch the shower of plums. Just one bite today, and I'm sent tumbling back through time to those carefree days, holding a tin plate piled high with sharp green plums, little mound of salt on the side. I'd dip each one in salt, and the flavour would hit like a lightning bolt, electrifying every nerve, every taste bud. Most of the cherry plums ended up in the skilled hands of our mothers. They'd transform them into rich, tangy sauces and gleaming jams, carefully preserved for cold winter evenings, or slathered over roasted fish, fresh from the fire. I hope you'll enjoy today's episode because this, the traditional art of turning green cherry plums into preserves, is a cherished ritual in Azerbaijan, one that's passed down from kitchen to kitchen, heart to heart. If your soul is already stirred by what you're seeing, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. There's more goodness where this came from. The baskets are brimming, and we're heading home with full hands and full hearts. It'll be a long day ahead, one wholly devoted to preserving the season's gifts with care and joy. We've also got some new little companions today. Just look at this sweet face, a bundle of fur and curiosity. Even I, like a grown man, can't help myself. That level of cuteness, it's a challenge not to scoop them up and hold them tight.
Ne ilişkili?
İlişkili.
Vaa sesi kaçsa.
Yapar o kısalaydı.
Kuş.
Yallah.
Hadi arkadaş.
Neyme santim var, ıslah yaparız. Bir diskilet yaparız. Hem dişi erkek.
Şey ama.
Hem ayrı cürzat, en zokiye.
In Azerbaijan, cherry plum jam is more than a treat. It's a tradition, a taste of summer preserved in a jar. It carries the brightness of the season into the darker days. You can continue here by describing its use for tea, desserts, or pairing with savory dishes. In our village, the cherry plum trees are usually surrounded by families, each claiming a tree and picking with laughter and chatter. Today, though, we came early, before the crowd, to soak in the quiet and pick in peace. And here we go, someone's decided to take a bath in a basin full of cherry plums, no less. It's a puppy raid. Oh lad, you won't enjoy the taste. Far too tart for your palate. Meanwhile, time to roll up my sleeves and get to work. Look what I've got. Fresh garlic, pulled straight from the soil, still kissed by the earth.
Navuş kal kaçın bana. Çide şimdi Allah azman.
Half of it will be hung to dry, letting the bulbs mature and sweeten in the air.
Тихо, потихо, потихо, потихо. Индитар томия, индитар сан.
Zeyle ikile de sıcak kıyı. Lazım bir yer ya.
The rest, that's destined for pickling, sharp, aromatic, unforgettable. While the sauce simmers and the jars cool, there's a quiet moment of joy, sharing food with those who share the land. A gentle offering to the horse, a rustle of breath, and thanks in return. No need for many words here, just a simple exchange between man and nature. Now let's talk about pickled cherry plums. Perhaps the most underrated treasure of the whole harvest. Sweet jams might take the spotlight, but these little green plums, when preserved in brine, become bold, bright, and unforgettable. Their tartness softens over time, and what's left is a punchy, mouth-watering flavour that elevates any dish they accompany. In Azerbaijan, pickled cherry plums are a regular part of everyday meals, not just an occasional treat. During big family gatherings, you'll always find a small plate of them on the table, nestled between meat dishes, rice, and fresh herbs. Their tang cuts through the richness of pilaf or lamb, cleansing the palate and sharpening the appetite for the next bite. But they aren't only reserved for feasts. On quiet afternoons, they're eaten just as they are, straight from the jar with a piece of bread and some white cheese on the side. Add a glass of strong black tea and you've got a simple, satisfying meal that somehow tastes like home. Before we dive into the pie, maybe take a moment to visit our little shop. The knives you've seen us use, the soft woolen socks my wife knits in the evenings. Each one carries a piece of this place and the hands that shaped it. Scan the code or follow the link and take a part of our village with you. Something simple, useful, and made with care.
Good.
Now, we're ready to turn our cherry plums into jam, the kind that tastes like sunlight caught in a spoon. Sweet, slightly tart, and full of summer's brightness. But before the cooking begins, there's a bit of prep work to do. We start by peeling the plums. It's a little fiddly, yes, but it makes all the difference. The skins can become tough when cooked, so removing them ensures a smoother, more luxurious texture in the final jam. Before peeling, though, they get a proper wash. She adds a spoonful of flour to the water, an old kitchen trick that works wonders. It helps to remove any dirt or wax from the surface of the fruit without damaging the delicate skin. The plums tumble through the water, clouded slightly by flour, and come out clean, soft, and ready to be transformed. No need for harsh scrubbing, just a gentle rinse and they're good to go. It's one of those little steps that doesn't look like much, but makes everything better. Next, it's time to make the syrup. In a clean pot, she mixes sugar and water, setting it over a low flame. As the sugar dissolves, the mixture starts to thicken into a clear, silky syrup, the base that will hold all the flavour of the plums. The trick is not to rush. Too much heat and the sugar will darken, too little and it won't reduce. But just right, and you've got a golden syrup that's glossy and smooth, perfect for soaking into the fruit without overwhelming it. While the jam bubbles away gently, we turn our attention to dessert. A good old-fashioned cherry plum pie. No measuring, no fancy gadgets, just hands, flour, and the memory of how it's always been done. And while the dough rests, he sets up the samovar outside. It's a familiar sound and sight. The clink of kindling, the soft strike of a match, the low hiss of water beginning to heat. Soon the tea will be ready, just in time to enjoy with the finished pie and jam. There's something about tea from a samovar. It's stronger, richer, more grounded. Poured into small glasses, it warms your palms and your chest at the same time. With everything we've made today, this tea will taste especially rewarding. If this brought you a sense of comfort or joy, consider liking the video or following along on Instagram for more village recipes and quiet days like this one. And just like that, the jam is ready. It's thick, gleaming and full of character. You can tell just by the way it clings to the spoon. Not too runny, not too stiff, just perfect.
Pierogi na gulasz.
Now we gently place the pie onto low heat. We're not using an oven here, just a heavy-bottomed pot with a tight-fitting lid. This way of cooking is slower, but it gives the crust time to develop that lovely golden colour from the bottom up. With the jam finished, we pour it into sterilised jars carefully, ladle by ladle. The kitchen smells sweet and tangy, and everything feels quiet and focused, like we've stepped out of time for a little while. These jars will be lined up in the pantry, ready for winter mornings and unexpected guests. She saves a bit of jam for now. Still warm, fresh from the pot, it goes into a little bowl, set aside for our tea break. After all that work, it's only right to enjoy a taste while the rest cools down. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps more than you know, and lets us keep sharing these everyday moments with you.
Besyan,
Besin.
Baxsı.
Küçüğe jal yeşil.
baxsı. Yəni
And here comes the pie, finely cooked, and just look at it. The crust is golden and slightly crisp on the edges, soft in the middle, with the filling bubbling gently beneath the surface. We've been waiting for this all day, and it doesn't disappoint.
Arzusundan pirokatı. Geçen gün eziyetlik sonra pirokar fikanı
Çöpçün araya koy.
Şunu da onu şunu güzel alacağız canım. İmlicum. O zaman nereye beklemek önemli. Tarifim yok.
Çan fosfora dökmüşler.
We cut a generous slice. The pastry crumbles just enough and the filling is sweet, tart, and full of that fresh cherry plum flavour. A bit of jam on the side, a sip of tea. It's not fancy, but it's everything we could ask for. It's been a joyful day, filled with sunshine, good work, and the kind of food that brings people together. These are the little things that stay with you. Thank you for joining us. If this reminded you of home or made you smile, we're glad. Until next time, take care, eat well, and enjoy the simple things.